What lobbyist has Howard Hughes engaged to advocate for this project?
We haven't specifically engaged any lobbyists to lobby for this project. We do have groups that we work with, government affairs groups that we have on retainer that we work with and we consult on, all sorts of, any sort of projects here in Maryland.
Okay, what are those organizations?
There is KO Public Strategies. There's Margrave Strategies. There's Gene Moon and Associates. There's PWRJ. Those are some of the firms that we work with.
Who's the principal at Margrave?
That's Ken Ullman.
At the announcement that was made at the lakefront the day before the capital budget was released, when I first learned the details, to the extent they exist, about this project, our Governor Wes Moore made a comment that he had walked that site several years earlier with Mr. Ullman, and Mr. Ullman at that time described this concept to him. That statement at that press conference made me think that at least Mr. Ullman had in his mind that this was going to be a lakefront library and had told at least some candidates for public office as much years earlier. Governor Moore only spoke for 2 or 3 minutes, and that was one of his statements.
I can't speak to that. I don't know what conversations, Mr. Ullman and Governor Moore may have had, years ago. I don't know.
What conversations have you had with Mr. Ullman about the Lakefront Library?
We've talked a lot about the Lakefront Library, yeah. And the Margrave Strategies is helping us with the, just organizing the, the effort, and that's what they do. They are primarily they work with the University of Maryland, College Park, overseeing their development efforts of the land around College Park. So they're experts in this, and they're helping us with this project.
Right. So how are they helping you? What would you describe their role as?
They are kind of a young woman who works for Ken, Jordan Montoya. She's kind of the project manager, for lack of a better word, in terms of we have the meetings on a weekly or biweekly basis, and just organize the agenda and sort of run the meetings. So.
What would you say Howard Hughes's monthly spend on Margrave is?
So we have we've long had a retainer agreement with Margrave. The costs that are that we included in the most recent materials that were provided didn't include Margrave, because it's they're on a retainer. There's not a specific cost that's being allocated to the library project. Okay,
what's the retainer that's been paid then?
I'm not sure that's really appropriate to discuss.
I thought you said that you had engaged Margrave and that you had discussed with Mr. Ullman the library project many times. Are you saying that Ken Ullman and Margrave are not involved at all in this library project development?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, then I think it is relevant.
We haven't allocated, what portion of their retainer is, specifically for the library project. I suppose we could come up with an allocation.